Is this the year to buy a home? Or should I even think about selling my home now in the middle of all this turmoil? Well, today I would like to discuss the current market situation and what you should expect with the housing market in 2021 and beyond, right after this. Hello, I'm Anthony George, the Home Guy Waco. Each week I put together content related to real estate, the Waco community. If you like my content, please consider clicking the little bell so you can be notified each Monday as I put out new content. Today, I want to talk about the current state of affairs in real estate in 2021. Where do we go from here? And what could this mean for you? First thing, is now the right time to buy a home? Any time is the right time to buy a home if you're prepared. If you've never owned a home before, now's just as good a time as any because interest rates are still low. And according to the Federal Reserve the other day, they said they're going to keep interest rates low in 2021, 2022, and 2023 to try to reinvigorate and keep the economy running. So, is now a good time to buy a home? That all depends upon you and your situation. Let's look at it this way. If you're paying $1,000 in rent, you could afford a home somewhere in the $180 to $230 range, depending upon your credit and your income. But the best way to make that decision would be to sit down with a financial advisor or a mortgage lender to determine whether right now is the time for you to buy. Is now the time for you to sell? Housing prices are going up. If I just wait? Well, it depends. If you need to move, if you need to find other spaces, and as I'm going to talk about a little later, the reason why your current house may not be working for you, yeah, now might be the time to sell. Get the most that you can for what you can. Get into another location. Right now, the market's only going to go up. If I would have known 6 months ago what I know today, I would have invested in a whole lot more property and bought a whole lot more house because I could currently just turn it for a profit within 6 short months. So is now a good time to buy property? Yes, it is. Is now a good time to sell property? Yes, it is. No matter if you're in a buyer's or seller's market, if you're ready, now's the time to get in because it's only going to go up according to history. And if it does make a correction, you'll be in at a lesser value than if you wait 6 months or a year, because in the near future, things are only going to increase in price and value. And to further answer the question whether you should buy now, it all depends on your planning. If you're looking to purchase a home to live in for 1, 2, 3 years and then move, right now might not be the time because yes, you can get in at a lower interest rate, but the fees to close on the home, you may not recuperate all that money, or you're going to see very little appreciation over the next 2, 3 years. However, if you're looking to invest in the home and long term for your family, you found the right school district, you found the perfect dream home, and this is a 5, 10, 15, 20 year plan to be in this home, right now is definitely the time to get in because like I say, things are only going to increase in value over the next 5, 10, 20 years. The second thing to consider on whether the housing market's going to crash or what's going on is the pandemic. Yes, 2020 was a different year for all of us. We all took a little shift in the way we did things, the way we viewed things. Many of us have returned from corporate offices to work at home, or our kids have been at home and been learning at home. Everything that we've done in the last year has changed our focus. Now, whether you agree with some of the limitations, disagree with some of the limitations, that's up to you and that's a political or a private choice. However, the pandemic has changed the way we do things. Many people are now looking for homes. I no longer talk to people that are looking for 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. They're looking for 2 bedrooms and an office, 3 bedrooms and an office. They're looking for space in a home that they may not have had before because of the need to work from home, do other things, or spending extended time at home with family, looking for more space to do things and a more efficient way to live at home, making it more of their own. Also, people are moving from one part of the country to another because in the past they had to go into a corporate job in this city. Now they're finding they can work from home. Let's move to a smaller location. Let's move to a location with less income taxes, such as Texas, We are in the midst of a fundamental shift on where people are living and where they want to spend the rest of their lives. Let's go back and take a little history lesson of the United States. Most cities were founded near waterways because of shipping of goods and services. That then moved to the Wild West through the trains and ways to move commerce across the country. A lot of cities and towns and villages popped up near a railroad track that had shipping where you could get goods and services where you couldn't get them before. That has taken another shift over the last 100 years. Now we're finding more things being built along the interstates, more things being shipped by truck. All the factories, all the warehouses, everything's along a major interstate. If you look at our community here in Waco, you find that we have the river. We've had train transportation coming in and out of Waco. Now we're along I-35, which is the major highway connecting the Northeast, the Midwest to Mexico, Mexico to Canada, and everything in between. So yes, is now the time to look to move? Maybe so. Maybe you're getting out of the big city. Maybe you're looking for a house with a backyard to enjoy with family. We have all of those things here in Central Texas. So yes, the pandemic is shifting where we live as well as how we live, and that's going to keep the housing market strong in the near future. The third thing to consider about the housing market in 2021 is new home construction. I looked into the other day with a client to build a new home. We went and met with a builder. We were told it will be exactly 1 year to 18 months if we started today from scratch. The second issue we ran into was they have put new lots on a lottery system or a wait list. They have reduced the amount of lots they will sell per month down to 3. Reason being, they don't want to spec out and price you out a home because of supply issues. They don't know today what lumber will cost in a month, and they've seen large increases over material cost in the last 12 months because of the pandemic. So new home construction, if you want to start from scratch, is a very difficult thing to do. Meaning they're going to keep the demand for housing high, but new home starts are at least 12 to 18 months out, thus going to keep the housing market and the resale market strong for the foreseeable future. If you like my content, please consider clicking subscribe and the little bell to be notified each week